Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, the one place where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom to help you turn them into real things like products and businesses. Now, today I want to talk to you about the real difference between a patent and a brand. And you might say, well, Don, those sound like two completely different things. Well, actually, they're not when you're talking about being an inventor, developing a product, bringing it to market, licensing it, turning it into a startup, selling a product. And I think back to a recent speaker we had at the Inventors Network Kentucky, kyinventors.org. And it was Sam Perkins, a guy that I have known, a good friend for at least over a decade. And he is the founder of a company called PureGenix. And it's a company that came out with a very, very innovative way to use ultraviolet light in a hospital's HVAC system to provide, to be a germicidal agent, safe germicidal agent for hospitals across the country. And very great product, very great innovation. And he spoke about a lot of things. He spoke about, and it's a great talk. I'm sure we've got it on video somewhere if someone wanted to look it up and see it. But he spoke at our meeting and he talked about his journey. He talked about his patents. He talked about his products. He talked about his brand. And he said a lot of really, really important things, a lot of really great things. But one thing he said that really, really stood out to me, I had to write it down. And I thought, I have got to share this because there's some really, really good points. This sparked something very interesting, I think, that inventors need to note. And that was, he said, the patent will run out. He said, we've got a patent. And that patent has a certain amount of years that, patent's good, about 20 years. And when you do actually get a patent, it's about 20 years is the life of a utility patent. He said the patent though is going to run out. He said, but the brand will not. And I thought that was significant. And I thought, that's very, very true because a patent is an important strategy tool. It's one of the tools you have in your toolbox as a product developer, as an inventor, as an entrepreneur. But it's not the end all of a successful business or a successful licensing agreement or a successful product. A patent is not actually what is going to sell the product. Now, it might help sell, but it's not going to be the thing. If you walk in and say, I've got this patent and we spent a lot of money on it and here it is, and they say, well, have you ever sold it in the market? Have you tested the market? Do you know if there is a market for it? And that's questions people are going to ask if you're trying to license or if you're trying to sell your business. So the patent can add value to the license agreement or the business sale. It really can. But you have to think of it more as a footnote in your product presentation rather than the end all, the big centerpiece. It's not. It is not the centerpiece. And I always say this about our business. We had patents. We had intellectual property. When I sold my business, the patents made the company more valuable, but the only reason they did is because they were attached to products that we were successfully selling in the marketplace. That's what made them valuable. And that's how you have to look at these, at patents. The patent's a finite thing. It's going to run out. The brand, what you're selling, what you have, that is much, much larger. Think of it more as a smaller feature or a smaller feature benefit, especially in the licensing agreement. I've talked to some people who do licensing for companies, and TV companies and other places, and a lot of them have been telling me the same thing. Because I will ask them, I'll say, well, now when an inventor approaches you, do you really need them to have a patent? And most of them will say the same thing. They'll say, well, you know, a patent's kind of nice to have, but really it's not everything. It's a nice to have, but it's not the whole thing. Well, the whole thing is, can we make it? Can we make a profit on it? Will it sell in the marketplace? And if you have a patent that's kind of nice, that's kind of a nice extra thing to have. Now, I'm not saying don't get one, although there are successful licensing agreements. There are successful businesses where they do not have a patent, and I've seen them do it. I was looking one up the other day, and I thought, surely you guys have some IP, and they don't. They're just selling a product. But they were first to market, and they were successful with the product, and for them, that's all that mattered. And so when people are going to know and understand what you have, because the brand and your brand recognition, let me talk about brand a little bit, because its recognition in the marketplace is going to be enduring. We so focus on these patents, and the patents are you know, they've got a shelf life, they run out, they get people will just hopscotch you, or what's the word I'm trying to think of here, where they'll just kind of hop over you and come out with something new and better. And you always have to stay ahead of that, especially in the marketplace where you're selling things. Maybe they come out with something different, or they can file a patent because they've got something different on it. So the patents are limiting, but the brand, its recognition in the marketplace, that's what's going to be enduring. What people see, the thing that they buy, the thing that they understand, the brand's popularity in the marketplace is truly what is going to help make it valuable. If you have built a recognizable brand, then it's going to outweigh the patent. And this is sometimes where a trademark can be very, very important, because if you have a brand and that brand has a name and people understand, they recognize that name, oh yeah, that's what that is. And that's where sometimes even a trademark becomes as important, if not in some cases more important than the patent, because it's the brand. So understand that building your brand can be much, much more important than your intellectual property. Now, it's not to say that you shouldn't have intellectual property. We teach do it lean, do it in a smart way. Don't run and spend your whole budget, because here's the problem. I'll see many inventors that will just focus way too much of their attention on the patent. And they don't understand that they have a finite supply of time, money, and amount of focus. And you have to balance that out between, okay, what else about this product do I need to develop, do I need to make, do I need to have the right optics, all the other steps we talk about in idea steps, and how much do I need to focus on the patent? Because when you look at our idea steps, the patenting part kind of gets way up the line a little bit. It's not the first thing you rush out and do. Now, you need to have a good strategy, you need to be smart about it to protect yourself, but that's not the end all. And I guess that's what I'm saying here, and I think that's what Sam Perkins was trying to say when he said the patent will run out, but the brand will not. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Like and subscribe. If you're looking for more good information like this, check out our website, empoweredinventing.com. If you'd like to attend an online meeting, we're doing a lot of those now at kyinventors.org. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.